So my quick question of the day deals with your personal philosophy on handcuffs. So we've talked about this a little bit in the past, but I was on a radio show yesterday, and somebody called up and they wanted to know who to drop from their bench in order to sign a quarterback for the bye week. They had Cam Newton. They didn't want to drop Cam Newton. They had Big Ben. They wanted to drop somebody off their bench. And their options were pretty much Superstar A, Superstar B, Superstar C, or DeAngelo Williams.
And was it a Le'Veon Bell owner?
And it was a Le'Veon Bell owner. And so his whole thought process was, I just can't possibly lose Le'Veon Bell's handcuff, especially when D-Will was the number one running back in the league with Le'Veon Bell out. Now, I'll let you guys speak to what you would have said. I'll tell you what I told him afterwards. But what is your philosophy on that situation and handcuffs? What would you have done?
You kind of laid out the opportunity for me. Here's what I see a handcuff as generally, and I'm talking about the average. I've got a decent running back, and he's got a decent handcuff option. They are someone you have if you have the room on your bench. Like it's an opportunity thing. I would rather have a handcuff than some, fourth wide receiver who might put up some points on a bench. And so, yeah, give me a handcuff over those guys. But if you've got a bye week option or if you've got just good guys on your bench, you've got decent players or a short bench, don't waste the spots with a handcuff. It's a luxury item. That's how I see handcuffs. It's a luxury item. If you got the space on your bench, have them. If not, don't worry about it.
Now, would you agree that there are certain running backs in which it is more than a luxury item, like a specific few?
Yeah, and at this point, come week 5, I think that those running backs are – it's not so much like the talent behind them so much as the injury nature of the current running back right now. Like, obviously, if you're a shady guy, you got to have, Carlos Williams, who now – if you're Carlos Williams.
Keep cuffing. Handcuff the handcuff.
Booby Dixon.
Yeah,
just arrived on some of my
For me,
roster.
it's all about opportunity and quality of the backup. Like if you're
James Starks?
Yes. If you're an Eddie Lacy owner, for me, if I have 5 bench spots, one of those is James Starks. Just because I know that if I lose a running back 1 in Eddie Lacy, I'm getting a low-end running back 1 in James Starks. And which brings me to a personal point that I'm going to air on the air. I was trying to work with a member of our league who has Eddie Lacy. I made him a very small trade offer just to get him Starks because I'm the one holding Starks right now.
Oh, to get him Starks.
Yeah, of just like a minimal pick swap for me. Here, I'm going to give you your handcuff. This team would rather hold Andre Johnson and Josh Robinson on their bench than protect Eddie Lacy with James Starks.
Are you secretly hoping for a horrible Eddie Lacy injury to teach him a lesson? I'm sorry, Eddie. Yeah, what I basically told the person who called in was similar to what you guys said. I said, if you're worried about your league mates snaking your handcuff, they probably will for a week or two until it doesn't really pay off for them. I mean, you have Starks. You might be up against it in a couple weeks where you need that bench spot, and you might just drop him. Even though
something delightful comes up, sure, I'll drop him. But my bench for me is that slot is reserved for upside.
Yeah.
So James Starks carries a huge amount.
And final point on the issue, one of the things I do enjoy doing is grabbing a handcuff or 2 on Sunday morning if I have a spot, even other guys' handcuffs.
Absolutely.
Just in case that injury happens and you end up having, Niall Davis. Well, it would have been Niall Davis last year or, Forsett when injuries happened last year.
That's one of my favorite things. Once one of your guys gets marked out, if you've got an IR spot, move him to the IR, pick up a handcuff option in case of an injury that week, and then drop him next week.
And this might be a lower level fantasy tip, but I think it's worth saying because I was thinking about this last week. We always talk about, this guy is flex worthy, so to speak, where they would rank as far as the pecking order of where we want to play them. If your guy is going on Thursday night and it's a running back, don't put them in your flex. Put them in your running back spot because you do not want to close the potential of that flex where you can play a different position. I'm just saying, like, I've had that opportunity pop up before or not the opportunity, the problem.
An injury happens to a running back.
I accidentally left a running back in my flex when clearly they should have just been playing as a running back.
Yeah.
So and that works in wide receivers too. So tonight if you're starting, T.Y. Hilton in the flex, move him to a wide receiver spot.
Yep. No reason to just those spots on your team, they don't have to be the best guys in those spots like a NFL roster. Just play smart. So
Yeah, it's just a reminder.
yeah, no, that's great.